Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it was forwarded to me by one of our admins, and the message reads like this. Dear African Confessions, good day my brother. I am writing this email with an inspiration that I got from YouTube, but mine is not a story. I just need to tell you exactly what I am facing, in the hope that if you share my story, maybe you can help me to get someone who can assist me. If you share my story, please hide my identity. It was in high school. I was quite a bright student. I was really good that most of the learners would come to me to help them with their assignments. And most of my teachers, indeed, they loved me and they favored me. This was the time when I was still doing grade 12. I then passed with a bachelor and good metric results, and I was a top student at that school in that grade. Subsequently, I went to study university. When I went to study university, I wanted to do electrical engineering, but when I got to university, things started to become loose on my end. This is when I got a heartbreak from this other girl whom I loved so much, and I thought that one day I will end up marrying that girl, but she ended up cheating on me. So I then failed 2 of my modules. It was my first time experiencing a fail in my life, but it didn't matter because I kept thinking about my heartbreak, which was hurting me even more. Second year, first semester, I tried and I failed again. This time I failed all of my modules. It was as if I had lost touch with reality, but in the following semester I gathered my strength and I got to pass all of my modules. The following year was now my final year. I managed to complete my studies by registering many subjects all at once, but the tragedy happened on the 31st of December 2017. This was when I went to visit a friend of mine. Whilst I was sitting with him outside, he left me and he went back into the house. Then when he came back, he called me, and when I got into the house, I found out that his mom had baked some scones. She then served those scones with a cold drink. But after eating, this is when I just had a panic attack. I don't know what was happening to me. I then left the house in a rush. I went back home. Along the way, as I was going to my house, I was hit by something. It got to my feet, into my head. From there, I felt like the world was coming to an end. I felt a heavy separation between my soul and my spirit whilst I was rushing home. When I got home, it was as if my mom knew this kind of a condition. I could see her that she already was giving up on me. I told her to take me to the clinic. When they took me to the clinic, that is when I was transferred to the hospital. The doctor did a lot of multiple tests on me, which he found nothing in my blood, and I was returned back home. The next day, my mom accompanied me to church. The pastor prayed for me. That is when I became fine. But 2 years later, 2020, I started to experience speaking disorder, which turned to mental illness, and a bad luck spirit. Is like every place where I would go, people would just hate me for no reason at all. I went to many traditional healers, but some, when I started using their medication, things actually got worse. Instead of my condition getting better, I was advised to not stay in one place, but to change location from one place to another. I am fine now, but the speaking disorder is not going away. I need any kind of help because I can feel things in my head. These things that I feel in my head, they'll be moving around my head. I think they are the ones that these witches planted into my head so that I can lose my mind and not make sense whenever I try to speak. I have suffered a lot because right now there is no single lady who is interested in dating me because of my condition. I am afraid that eventually I would even get old without having children of my own, without ever getting married, without a wife. I was fortunate fortunate enough that despite my health problems, I was able to get my attachments at one of the biggest municipalities in South Africa. Previously, I had worked at a high school as an assistant, but those kids had never taken me serious. I think it is because of my condition. Right now, Brother Nashi, I need someone who can get rid of this disease because it is truly troubling my life. Dear listeners, right there was a message that I received from one of our listeners. Please let us try to pray for our dear brother. If there is anyone that is willing to assist our dear brother, please do get in touch with us. You can contact us via our email address.